Hello everyone, this is Chaim Durst, the Wordmuse. Today I'd like to talk about the ideal why essay. After you're done with the personal statement, which should really take no more than a few weeks to do, at least your first draft, then you will be turning your attention to the supplemental essays of each school. Most schools have a version of the why essay. For example, Cornell has a combo why school, why major essay. Why do you want to study what you've indicated, and why do you want to study it here? NYU is a little bit similar. Schools like Yale have a separate, what is it you want to study, and why do you want to study here essays. So they're why school, why major are split. But either way, this is a very important topic for you to investigate. And what I've done here, I've explicated what I consider to be the ideal why school, why major essay for your benefit. So the why essays are an opportunity to show your uniqueness. Yes, they're less artistic than the personal statement, right? Some of the personal statements are very risky and very avant-garde. The why school, why major essays aren't that. But nonetheless, it's an opportunity for you to show your unique characteristics. Think of introducing the admissions officers into your gallery, right? They walk into your gallery. Well, the personal statement is the masterpiece that hangs right in the middle. Very artistic, very creative. It's a work of art. But on either side, you have the why major, you have the why school essays, you have your community essays, you have your activities essays, you have all these other things that make up the holistic sense and ambiance of your gallery. So just because they're slightly supplemental doesn't mean that they are less important than the personal statement in any way. You have to find ways to stand out and be unique. Oftentimes, you are going to be competing against thousands of other people who are applying to that same major or that same school and want to study the same thing. So what about your application would inspire the admissions officers to believe that you are the right person for the job, for their school? So you need to find unique combinations of your major and minor and unique aspects of your intended major. You have to stand out. One year, for example, I had 11 students want to apply to some combination of business or economics. I threw up my hands and said, oh my gosh, you're going to be competing against one another for the same spots, you guys. But I helped each of them find a unique aspect of their major, a unique combination of that major with their minor, a unique combination of clubs, internships, and research that made them stand out. So they wouldn't be competing with one another because they're all unique. It may be challenging, but if you don't make your why essay stand out, it's going to get lost. You have so few opportunities to communicate your identity directly with the admissions officer. You have your personal statement, you have your supplemental essays, you do have your activities, your 10 activities, but each one is limited to 150 characters. So yes, I consider them sort of mini haiku essays, but you can only convey so much. You have your additional information essay, you have your awards section, but these, the personal statement and the why essays, really are your two major opportunities to convey how unique you are. The best essays reveal the most about your identity. You don't necessarily have to be an incredible writer. These essays are not necessarily opportunities for you to show off your writing skills. They're an opportunity for you to show off your identity, your interests, your dreams, your aspirations, and ideally, your interest in that specific university. So it has to be unique and it has to be specific to you. This is the second point. Oftentimes, students write these, what I call brochure lines. This class is amazing. what does that matter to you? They know the class is amazing. They've read the course catalog. They have it. This professor is amazing. Well, they know that. They've hired that professor. They're working with that professor. This research, unless it applies to you, links to what your dreams are, your hopes are, your interests are, then it won't matter. It won't score any points with the admissions officer. The prompt may sound like it's asking about the school. What about the school is compelling? It's really asking about you. So if you keep that in mind, again, you don't have to sound egotistical. This is not for you to brag or be arrogant. This is for you to genuinely link aspects of your interests to something at the university that resonates with you. The third thing is it has to be specific to the school. The admissions officers are on the warpath for what I call the cut and paste essays. Every line, every paragraph has to somehow tell the reader that you genuinely are writing about that school and only that school. I often challenge students to remove the names of the school. And could you still convince the reader that you're only talking about them? And as you'll see from the sample essay, absolutely, you can. All right? And it has to be cohesive. So it has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has to be believable, right? It has to somehow, your major and your minor has to weave a story together that makes sense. I want to study in astrophysics and Egyptology. Okay, well, what about that makes any sense? It just sounds like you threw that up against a wall. But if you want to say, well, I want to study satellite imaging of tombs in ancient Egypt. Okay, well, that makes more sense, right? So it has to tell a story that is believable and cohesive. All right, here we have a sample essay. I'm going to take you through slowly with each paragraph, and I'm going to show you how it's unique in sort of light blue there, how it's specific to the university, and how it's specific to the writer. Here we go. Williams's long-term commitment to integrating statistical science and computation into the foundation of the university inspires me to study there. Okay, Williams is famous for integrating stats into every aspect of its STEM and its liberal arts. So if you just took the name Williams out, blank university's long-term commitment to integrating statistical science and computation, everyone should know that's Williams. It's really the only university that does it to the extent that Williams does. As an aspiring computational artist, now that is unique. That is a brand that is going to stand out in the reader's mind indelibly throughout this whole essay and throughout the extent of their application. I am certain Williams will help me guide machines to express the emotions and patterns of beauty we have yet to experience. That is very poetic. Yes, it's not quite as artistic as you would express in your comment, but it's still very poignant, very beautiful. I want to help machines express beauty. I don't want machines to threaten others. I don't want them to be threatened by them. I want to interact with them in a meaningful, beautiful manner. And by hearing the writer express those same aspirations, it's very moving to me. So, is it unique? Absolutely. This is going to stand out. Is it specific to Williams? 100%. And is it specific to the writer? Yes. So it hits all of those 3 points. And it's beginning to tell a very cohesive story. After researching the WCMA digital project, specifically the work of Professor Weinhardt, I'm confident that under his aegis, I can pursue my long-standing interest in investigating the boundaries of computational beauty. Again, the boundaries of computational beauty. And it's keeping the theme going from the first paragraph, and is doing so in a very clear and specific way to the university. It mentions a project, it mentions a professor, and now it's going to mention a specific major. The newly formed Digital Humanities can help me explore the confluence of data, perception, and cognition. Well, that's a great thesis line. This confluence of beauty, data, and understanding. So you have three very powerful specific node points, intersections with the university. A project, a professor, and a major. And you have this integration of their own interests and their own unique aspirations. So I think it's very powerful. The motto, machine learning, machine feeling, encapsulates my vision as a scientist and as an artist. By taking classes such as Through the Eye of the AI, I can better understand how AI can translate or transmute data by delving into disparate fields such as cognitive psychology, statistics, and neural perception. So they're widening the scope of their interests to include neurology. It is important to list classes, but I wouldn't overdo it. Oftentimes students just list a litany of classes. This class will do that and this class will do that. Well, it just sounds like you read the course catalog. But now it's clear that you've delved deeper into their motto, into the foundational interests of this university. And you've linked it to a class and you've explained how that class can help you. So this is a good example of the antithesis of a brochure line. If this were a brochure line, it would say, this class describes disparate fields such as cognition, statistics, and neural perception. Well, it doesn't relate to you in any way. But you can see how this writer turned that around and made it very specific to them. The report of the Data Science and Digital Humanities Working Group. What? This person read a report about the digital humanities? That shows genuine interest. It shows you've gone beyond the course catalog, you've gone beyond professors' research, and you've gone beyond just the motto of the university. You're now looking at a year-end report about their goals for the future and for the present. It serves as the very blueprint of my academic and professional life. I wish to take courses such as experimentation and statistics, which provide me the tools to convey emotion through code. Okay, this is only the second class, so I think it's still reasonably balanced. And you have, it's specific to you, it's unique, and it's specific to the university. So keep that in mind when you write your Y major or Y school essays. Every line should be specific to the university. Every line should somehow relate to you, and every line should be unique. I'm eager to take the digital capstone, to collate the knowledge from disparate fields into a digital art project. I wish to collaborate with Professor Rubenstein, the Director of Digital Arts, to develop generative adversarial networks that can serve to record memories and dreams we hold most dear. Wow, again, shifting into this realm of dreams and memories. So you get a sense they're about to pivot from their major to a minor. So this is a very nice segue that's leading up to the change. And here we have, again, clear reference to the university, this capstone project. We have clear reference to professors, and we have clear reference to their research work. I urge you, and we'll be talking about this in another video, to reach out to professors, to find out what they're doing, so that you can better understand if it's the right university for you. The Y School, Y Major essay is a chance for you to become a detective, and for you to really ascertain if you want to spend the next 4 years of your life at this university. Yes, you want to impress them, but more importantly, impress yourself. Convince yourself. And if you can do that, you'll convince the reader. And that brings me to the second reason I'm so attracted to WIMS. Okay, there we do have the segue. I'm interested in the use of computational tools to counteract perception memory loss. And Williams stands at the vanguard of research in this very area. I wish to conduct research with Professor Cazares on how neurophysiological features affect cognition and perception from a statistical perspective. Okay, so now it's getting into sort of a bio-neurological area, which is in fact what the student has been studying in researching throughout their high school and elsewhere. So it's, again, talks about this specificity of what they want to do. In red, I'm interested in using these tools to address memory loss, and it relates to the school very clearly and professors, and it's very unique. I want you to go back And I want you to pause and to look how every line is unique, stands out, and moves the reader. And I want you to compare that to your why essays and to challenge yourself to write as specifically as this is. My research in pathogenesis has made me acutely aware of the transformative role that statistics can play in neurological issues by taking a biological approach. Okay, I do think it's important to talk about your research, but see how this is buried deep into the essay? Most students front end, well, in high school I've done this and this. That's just a cut and paste essay. They know that you're using that data for every school. But by integrating it into the second part of this essay, you're telling the reader, okay, I've done research. I'm not going to brag about it. I'm going to use that data to show you why I'm interested in this minor and how I want to integrate that minor into my major. For that reason, I look forward to taking on workshops and projects at the Waschheim Science Center to improve my understanding of how to interpret and present data. By working alongside scientists such as Professor Markowitz at the Digitizing Cognition Project, I can explore the foundations of memory formation and recreation. Again, it's so unique. Not only is this person trying to help computers convey beauty, patterns of beauty, it's trying to help those of us who are getting older and we're losing our memories to record them in a way that we can later experience them, we can re-encode them, and perhaps our loved ones can experience. It's very moving essay. Now we have the conclusion. At Williams, I can grow as a programmer, artist, and scientist because the university recognizes that data science is at the core of the liberal arts and the scientists. Now, I want to caution you. This is about 450 words, this entirety of this essay. This is a 500-word essay. I genuinely am cautious about conclusions because oftentimes they're just cut and paste. But this is an opportunity for you to once again show how unique your major is, your interests are, how you've done the research about the university, and how you've tied that all back to you. All right, I will thrive in the digital humanities as I search for ways to create a symbiotic relationship with code and emotion, so we can create works of beauty and memorialize the beautiful memories encoded in our minds. Again, very poetic. Just because it's a Y school, a Y major essay, doesn't mean it has to be any less beautiful, because every aspect of you, every thought that you have is beautiful and meaningful and poignant. So in conclusion, please make it unique. Please make it specific to the university, and please make it specific to you. I hope this explication of this Y essay has been useful to you. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Chaim Durst, and I am the Wordmuse.